Have you ever wondered why no matter how much you give, women sometimes lose interest anyway? You send the good morning texts, you offer rides, you make yourself available at a moment's notice, and somehow, instead of drawing her closer, she drifts away. It's confusing, even painful. Most men think the answer is to give more, to please more, to sacrifice more of themselves. But here's the twist. What truly draws high-value women in isn't the endless giving. It's your boundaries. Yes, boundaries. Not walls, not games, not manipulation, but strong, grounded limits that come from self-respect. In psychology, researchers call it the scarcity principle. What's rare, what's valued, naturally becomes magnetic. Studies on social attraction even show that when someone has a full life of their own, purpose, friends, goals, they're seen as more desirable. That's because women aren't searching for a man who bends at every request. They're searching for a man who knows his value, who can hold his own frame. And here's the part most men miss. Boundaries don't push women away, they pull them closer. A man who owns his time, his energy, his presence creates a quiet tension, a mystery, a respect that words alone can't build. In this video, I'll share 8 powerful boundaries that change the way women feel about you. And don't skip ahead, because boundary number 6 has the power not only to transform her attraction, but to redefine the way you see yourself. So let me ask you, have you ever been guilty of giving too much too fast? If that's you, type the word guilty in the comments and let's dive in. Boundary 1, the unavailable advantage. The very first boundary may feel risky, even counterintuitive, but it has the power to flip the entire dynamic between you and a woman. I call it the unavailable advantage, and it starts with protecting the most valuable resource you'll ever own, your time. Most men believe that showing constant availability proves affection. They answer texts. Within seconds, they cancel their plans when she calls. They rearrange everything just to be there for her. But over time, that doesn't create attraction. It erodes it. Why? Because when you're always available, you unintentionally send one loud message. I have nothing else going on. Psychologists have long studied what's called the scarcity principle. The idea that when something is rare, its perceived value increases. In fact, research on mate choice shows that when a person seems highly sought after, others subconsciously find them more attractive. It's not manipulation, it's human nature. A man who guards his time signals that his life already has direction, meaning, and momentum. Now, picture the opposite. Imagine a woman wondering where she fits into your busy, purpose-driven schedule. That slight uncertainty, that gentle tension, it sparks her curiosity. She leans forward instead of pulling away because she senses she's stepping into a life already in motion. Here's your action step starting today. Resist the urge to reply instantly. Block out a time each day that belongs to you, your work, your hobbies, your mission. Protect it, and notice what happens. Far from losing her interest, you'll feel her drawn toward you because you've made your presence scarce and therefore valuable. So let me ask, have you ever been too available and watched her attraction fade? If yes, type guilty in the comments. That simple confession might be the first step toward reclaiming your power. Boundary 2, the no apology rule. Here's a boundary that can change everything about the way a woman sees you. Learn to say no without apologizing. Think about how most men respond when they want to decline. She invites him to something he doesn't feel like doing, and instead of being direct, he backpedals. So sorry, I've got this one thing. Maybe I can move it. I'll try, I promise. He over-explains. He softens his truth until it barely sounds like a boundary at all. And deep down, she feels that this uncertainty, his fear of upsetting her. Now, compare that to this. Hey, I won't be able to make it, but I hope it's great. Let's catch up later this week. Short, polite, confident. No guilt, no apology for existing. just clear ownership of your time. Psychologists call this skill assertiveness, and research shows that men who communicate assertively, not aggressively but calmly and directly, report lower stress, healthier relationships, and greater self-respect. Women subconsciously pick up on that. A man who can say no without guilt is a man who trusts himself. And in a world full of people pleasers, that quiet confidence stands out like a magnet. Here's your action step today. Practice one clean, no excuses, no long paragraphs, just one sentence said calmly, and then silence. Watch how the energy shifts when you stop asking for permission and start owning your reality. So let's make this real. Have you ever struggled to say no without guilt? If that's you, drop the words "no guilt" in the comments. Boundary 3, the respect reflex. Disrespect in relationships doesn't always come with shouting or insults. More often, it sneaks in quietly, hidden inside small moments, an eye roll when you're speaking a sarcastic jab about your work or a dismissive comment in front of friends. Many men shrug these things off, thinking she's just joking, it's no big deal. But here's the truth, every time you let it slide, you weaken your presence in her eyes. Psychologists who study boundaries in couples have found that the way partners handle small violations, like ignoring, dismissing, or belittling, has a direct effect on overall relationship satisfaction. In fact, research on boundary management shows that when someone consistently defends their limits with calm clarity, trust and respect actually increase. Another meta-analysis revealed that emotional competence, the ability to recognize and respond to subtle disrespect, has a stronger link to romantic relationship quality than to friendships or work. In other words, women notice how you handle these micro moments, even if they never mention it out loud. So, what should you do? Don't lecture, don't fight, don't ignore it either. Simply hold eye contact and say, "Hey, I don't let people talk to me like that." Firm, calm, and grounded. That one sentence carries more weight than 1,000 compliments. It shows her you respect yourself, and if you respect yourself, she can feel safe respecting you too. Here's your action step. The next time you feel that sting of disrespect, pause. Don't laugh it off. Don't get defensive. Just name it calmly, then let it go. You'll feel stronger and shall feel the frame you're holding. So let's get real. Have you ever let something slide and then felt uneasy afterward? If you have, typed the word frame in the comments. Boundary 4, the calm test. Before a woman trusts your depth, she tests your center. And here's the thing, most men fail that test without even realizing it. She teases you with a playful remark, she makes a sarcastic comment, or she brings up something edgy just to see how you'll respond. If you snap back, get defensive, or shut down what she reads, isn't it strength, it's fragility. Relationship science shows why this matters. Studies on emotion regulation reveal that couples who manage tension with calm responses report significantly higher satisfaction and stability. Another set of studies on interpersonal emotion regulation found that when one partner stays centered, breathing, smiling, holding steady, the other partner naturally relaxes and feels safer. Emotional control doesn't mean being cold, it means being grounded. Picture this. She teases you, and instead of firing back, you pause, smirk, and say, "That's cute. You always test guys this fast." Suddenly, the energy shifts. She realizes she can't rattle you, and deep down, she begins to wonder, if he's this calm here, what else is he unshakable about? That curiosity, that question in her mind is what draws her closer. Here's your action step. The next time you feel tested, don't react instantly. Breathe, let the moment land, then respond with calm humor. It's not about winning the exchange, it's about showing her that your emotional world isn't easily shaken. So let's bring this home. Have you ever overreacted to a small test and regretted it later? If so, Type the word calm in the comments. It's a simple word, but it marks a powerful shift in how you handle pressure. Boundary 5, authority, silence. One of the easiest ways men lose respect is by talking too much when they should simply decide. I call this the authority silence. Instead of saying, "I can't make it tonight," many men go into overdrive. "I'm so sorry, it's been a long week. Work's been stressful. I really need to rest. I hope that's okay." Do you hear the difference? The first is confident. The second is a plea for permission. Psychologists studying leadership communication have found that decisiveness paired with brevity consistently signals competence. Over-explaining doesn't make you look considerate, it makes you look uncertain. A man who states his choice and then goes quiet radiates more authority than one who piles on justifications. Here's why this matters. Women don't just listen to your words, they feel the energy beneath them. When your tone is calm and your words are simple, she doesn't sense guilt or hesitation. She senses certainty, and certainty is magnetic. Here's your action step the next time you need to decline. Trim your response by one sentence. End with clarity, then stop talking. Silence, when it comes from confidence, carries more weight than 1,000 apologies. So let's make this practical. Have you ever sent a long paragraph trying to soften your no, only to wish you'd said less? If you have, type "done that" in the comments. Owning your reality doesn't require extra words, it requires quiet certainty. Boundary 6, the mission first code. This is the boundary that separates men she dates from the men she can't forget. It's called the mission first code, and it flips the entire game of attraction. Here's the truth: most men, even smart, ambitious ones, lose themselves the moment a woman enters their life. They shift their schedule, bend their goals, and reorient their entire world around her. At first, she might enjoy the attention, but soon something subtle changes. She feels like she has become your purpose. And when that happens, the polarity dies. Psychologists who study purpose call it a magnetic force. In fact, research has shown that people with a strong sense of meaning in life are consistently rated as more attractive, not just as partners, but as leaders and friends. More recently, studies found that when a man wakes up each day with a clear mission, whether it's building a business, training his body, serving his community, or pursuing creative growth, others, including women, feel naturally drawn into his orbit. Why? Because momentum is contagious. Now, let's clear up a common struggle. Some men worry, what if I can't be the breadwinner? What if she earns more than me? Remember, your mission doesn't have to be money. Your mission can be growth service vision, something larger than your relationship. A woman doesn't want to be your entire world. She wants to join a man whose world is already moving. Here's your action step. Write one sentence that begins with "My mission is keep it somewhere you'll see it every day." Live from it. Protect it. Let it guide your choices. Because when you live as a man with mission, you stop chasing. You become the gravity, and she becomes the orbit. So let me ask you, are you ready to live with mission, not just with desire? If yes, type the word mission in the comments. Boundary 7, the no fixing rule. This next boundary is where the nicest men often stumble. A woman gets upset, she vents, maybe even cries. And instantly he shifts into problem-solving mode. He offers solutions, tells her not to worry, or tries to talk her out of her feelings. His intention is good, but what she hears is, "He doesn't trust my emotions. He wants to fix me instead of feeling me." Studies on emotional support in couples show that presence, not problem-solving, is what builds trust. In fact, research on interpersonal emotion regulation finds that when one partner simply listens and stays calm during the other's storm, the relationship grows stronger. She doesn't need you to solve her emotions. She needs to know you won't abandon her in them. Here's your action step the next time she unloads her feelings. Don't rush in with advice. Sit with her. Breathe. Hold the silence. Let her see that you can be her anchor without trying to be her mechanic. So let's make this interactive. Have you ever tried to fix when you should have just listened? If yes, type anchor in the comments. That one word can remind you, don't repair her emotions. Just hold the space. Boundary 8. The mystery principle. Attraction doesn't die because you hide things. It dies because you reveal everything too soon. This is the essence of the mystery principle. In the age of constant texting, oversharing on social media, and deep confessions by the third date, many men spill their entire life story right away. Childhood traumas, financial struggles, every detail of past relationships, it all comes pouring out. And while honesty matters, research on attraction shows that mystery fuels curiosity. When everything is exposed too early, there's nothing left to discover and desire fades. High-value women don't want a man who hides his truth, but they're drawn to a man who reveals himself slowly, intentionally. Each chapter unfolds in time, not all at once. That controlled depth keeps her leaning forward, wondering what's next. Here's your action step on your next date or conversation. Share one story about yourself and hold 2 back for later. Let her earn the pages of your book instead of handing her the whole library on day 1. So let me ask, have you ever overshared too quickly and watched the spark die? If so, type mystery in the comments. It's a reminder that your depth is valuable and it deserves to be revealed at the right pace. Reframe boundaries. Manipulation. Before we close, let's clear up one of the biggest misunderstandings. Boundaries are not mind games. They're not tricks to control a woman or make her feel insecure. Real boundaries are simply the natural expression of self-respect. Research on healthy relationships consistently shows that couples thrive when both partners know their limits and honor each other's. That's not manipulation, it's maturity. If you set boundaries to play games, you lose. But if you set them to protect your energy, your purpose, and your values, you create the conditions where attraction can grow authentically. So if you agree, type respect in the comments. Every boundary you set tells a silent story. I know who I am. I respect my time. I honor my mission. I won't trade my frame for approval. That energy is unforgettable. Women feel it, even if they never say it out loud. And here's the ripple effect. When you respect yourself at this level, you don't just attract high-value women. You elevate the way people treat you in every part of life. Friends, colleagues, even strangers respond differently to a man who carries himself with standards. So here's my challenge to you. Which of these 8 boundaries spoke to you the loudest? Was it the unavailable advantage, the no apology rule, the mission first code, or maybe the mystery principle? Share it in the comments. When you write it down, you lock it in. If this video shifted your mindset, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell so you never miss insights that can reshape your relationships. And remember, boundaries aren't walls, they're doors. They don't push people away. They invite the right ones closer. Until next time, I'm Amelia, reminding you to set the standard, protect your frame, and own the moment.